A dog makes a great companion, and your furry sidekick can be a great trail buddy. During hiking, your loyal canine friend can be an incredible asset, as they can protect you from uncertainties, making the whole event more memorable and meaningful. But before thinking about something like that, some considerations have to be made. First of all, your dog needs to be well trained. The owners need to follow a few rules to ensure their trail companions can pull their weight and are ready with a solid immune system. In this video, we're going to talk about tips for hiking with dogs, which will make sure your furry friend is safe and secure during a hiking trip. So without any further delays, let's get started. Let's assume you have a well-trained dog. Make sure your dog is physically ready. You can start with some short and long walks through your neighborhood, which will make your dog fit for the long hikes, but never push your dog to the limits. You can also consult with your veterinarian to learn about your dog's physical fitness and if your dog needs some vaccination or medication prior to your hiking trip. That'd be a good start. The authorities set different regulations for areas that include trails. Before you embark on your hiking or backpacking journey with your furry friend, make sure you check the rules and regulations. For instance, many local parks and national forests allow you to take dogs with you, but rules vary, so do check before your trip. Only if your dog is well trained do you have proper control of your friend. Remember, the trails are not your home, and the chance of uncertainties is more in the great outdoors than in a confined area. So make sure you can maintain proper control of your dog. So many people are afraid of dogs. Besides, off-leash dogs can sometimes get aggressive with other dogs, pups, or other hikers. This is why keeping your dogs off the leash isn't always a good idea, and we'll suggest you research correctly about the leash laws before you plan your trip, because if you fail to follow those rules, your trip might get ruined by those stiff fines. You really need to check up on the trail you're going to hike on because the effect of height, humidity, and sun strength on your dog can't be overlooked. Plus, always check the weather forecast and read online articles on your desired trails while planning a hiking trip with your dog. As your dogs are going to be with you for the whole trip, you can let him carry some of your load. Get him a backpack and let him take it along with you. But remember, dogs can take 1/3 of their weight, so be sure not to overload his bag. Stay aware of different trail hazards. Pets are usually playful and quickly get into mischief, which might lead to a slight injury while you hike. This is why it's always recommended to carry a first aid kit with you during your hiking trip with dogs. Usual human first aid kits come with most of the necessities you'll need for yourself and your furry friend. You can add some compression tapes or booties for wrapping paw injuries, including antihistamines can be handy for any allergic situation, but remember to ask your vet first. Always check your dog's ID tag before getting out on a trip. Check to make sure that it's properly secured to its collar and won't slip off. Keep your phone number written on the tag if your dog gets lost by any chance. Also, you have to be extra prepared if you know that you won't be having any mobile signal on your trail. It's better to avoid those areas that have hunting permissions for the safety of your dog. But to hike with your dog in hunting seasons, you've got to take some extra precautions like using bright and reflective dog vests and hearing bells, which will keep your puppy from being mistaken as a hunting target. Always keep your dog on a leash, no matter if the area is off leash. Maintaining your dog's health is essential during your hiking trip. You can use some of our suggested essentials here to achieve that. As he needs to be hydrated from time to time, it's always best to keep his fresh drinking water with you. You can use a collapsible bowl to pour the water in for him every once in a while. When traveling with your furry friend, it's always recommended to carry a dedicated towel to wipe off your dog's paws. You can keep another towel in case somehow your dog gets wet. Tent fabrics are usually vulnerable to sharp objects, and your dog's nails can damage them, which is why it's essential to keep those nails trimmed. Dog coats aren't that necessary, but when you hike with your dog during the winter, it's recommended to keep a dog coat with you, especially when your dog lacks thick fur. On the other hand, a cooling collar is always an important thing to carry with you, as most dogs struggle from heat when it's hot. It's always recommended to bring enough food and water for both of you. Being on the trail all day long will require more food and water than usual, and you won't regret keeping some extra supplies. Hiking on lengthy and steep trails will require even more food for you and your dog. It would be best if you also kept in mind that your dog will wander around more than you, and he'll be needing those extra calories. Dogs are usually curious and tend to eat things like pine cones, mushrooms, cattails, and other random stuff which can be dangerous and deadly. So always keep an eye on him, and if you see him chewing on something, try to figure out what it is, and if you find that it's dangerous, contact your vet as soon as possible. Always be extra cautious with plants and mushrooms. All the trash and dog waste must be bagged and disposed of properly. Don't even think of leaving them by the trail for later pickup. Just follow the rules and bury the waste at least 200 feet away from trails, campsites, or any water source. As your puppy's running through the trails, there's a high chance of getting cut or bugs and other harmful things getting stuck in their fur. This is why you should always check out his complete body for ticks, cuts, and other unhealthy things. Use the first aid kit you bought and clean him properly. You can also give him a nice post-hike bath to keep him away from the allergies. So that was all about the tips for hiking with dogs. Thanks for watching our video. Hit the like button and share this video with your friends if you find it helpful. And feel free to share your thoughts in the comments section.